Okay, how do you know a young man who is going to be a good husband even while he's still single? I would say one or two things. And I would say most of the things that people do not pay attention to, I will focus on that. A young man who is going to be a good husband is hardworking. He's very responsible. You know, he takes his job, his work, his business very serious. He understands that he's going to be a provider. He approaches life from that angle. I'm going to be a provider. I am going to carry a family. So you see that sense of leadership in him. He wants to work hard. He wants to make provisions for people around him. So you start seeing the spirit of a father in him. Even though he's single, he's already thinking as a father. He's already thinking as a husband. So that his siblings, even while he's single, you see him taking care of his siblings. You see the way he takes care of his mom. You see the way he respects his sisters. You see the way he makes sure that his siblings are comfortable. That guy is going to be a good husband. Now, I don't want to ignore the most important factor. He's God-fearing. He's a godly man. He loves God. He loves God. He's a godly man. He fears God. He obeys the scriptures. That kind of guy, he does not go after women because he knows it's going to cost him. He knows it's going to cost him his vision, his dream, his goals. You don't see him hovering around girls. He respects people. So when you see that a young man, even while single, respects his mother, takes care of his siblings, he's going to be a good husband. I'm telling you. Because that spirit, that quality that he has, that motivation he has to take care of people in his family, he's going to carry it into his marriage. But when you see a man, a young man or a single guy who does not respect his mother, does not respect his sisters, beat up his sisters, he's going to be a bad husband for sure. A guy who is going to be a good husband, you notice that he doesn't spend money carelessly because he's thinking about the future. He doesn't waste money drinking, clubbing, carrying women. No. He understands one day I'm going to be a father. I'm going to be a husband. So let me start making reservations and provisions for people that are coming. That is a quality you need to look at. You see, some sisters in church, you see a brother in church, he's wearing tie, he's praying in tongues. That doesn't make him a good husband. I'm telling you, don't be carried away by what people do in church. I've been in church for, my brother, I've been in church for quite some time. And I've been in different dimensions of leadership in church. I've seen people in church. It's good to marry a child of God. Marry a born-again Christian. That is fine. But don't make a decision about marriage based on what you see in church. Don't make that decision. Oh, I see this person in church. They are cleaning the restroom. They are speaking in tongues. They are serving in the choir, in ushering. No. Don't make decision based on that. You must pay attention to what that person does outside the church. Pay attention to that. You know, find out how they treat people outside the church. At work, find out what they do. All right? So a young man who is going to be a good husband, even while single, you notice that he respects women. He respects women. And how do you respect a woman? He's not sleeping around. He understands his worth. So he withdraws from certain things that will get him in trouble. You know, he's more reserved because he's keeping himself for a particular person he's going to marry. This is very, very important. All right? So most important thing I want you to pay attention, apart from fear of God, is he works hard. He's responsible. He's consistent. He's very consistent. He's a stable young man. You don't see him lying around to get his way through. No. He's consistent. He's focused. He understands a woman will join me. I'm going to have children. So let me trim my life and train myself and tame myself in a way that I am disciplined enough to be a good leader and to be able to provide for my wife and for my children. That means I can't be throwing myself around because I'm preserving myself for the right person. He's responsible, focused, consistent, stable. That kind of man, when you see him, marry him, he will be a good husband. God bless you. Okay, briefly, I will tell you how to know a lady that will be a good wife, even while she's still single. I will tell you. Maybe later I'll tell you how to know a man that will be a good husband, even while he's still single. Let me start with a lady, a single lady, how do you know that a single lady is going to be a good wife when you get married to her? I'll tell you one or two things. One, she's very respectful. The first and the glaring factor and trait or quality you see in her is that she respects people. She's a very respectful person. She respects everyone. She's not selective of people she respects. You know, that quality of respect is one of the things that show that someone has home training. You see, when you say that somebody has home training, what you are trying to imply is that the person respects people. So one of the qualities to see in a lady that is going to be a good wife is that she respects everyone she comes across. All right? Now, another quality you see in her is that she's not a talkative. She doesn't talk carelessly. She's more reserved. She's always reserved. She doesn't throw herself out there. Right? She carries herself with dignity. She carries herself with a sense of dignity. She understands her worth. She understands who she is. So she carries herself with caution. That's another quality that will let you know that this person is going to be a good wife. And let me add one more thing. Maybe I'll write a book on this. You know, I trust the Holy Spirit to give me more ideas so I can write a book on it. Another thing is that she's hospitable. She has the spirit of a mother. She has a motherly spirit. Even when she's single, you'll notice that anywhere she goes, she wants to serve. Everywhere she goes, she wants to serve people. She wants to be a part of those that are serving. You know, you'll notice that people feel comfortable around her. She has that nurturing spirit. You know, you notice that children want to hover around her. Anywhere children see her, children get attracted to her, you know, because she has that spirit of a mother. That is another way to know a girl. Even though she's single, she's going to be a good mother. You know, that nurturing spirit, that sense of respect she has for people, good character, the way she talks, you know, when she opens her mouth, she says the right thing and she keeps quiet. You know, she doesn't talk carelessly. These are things you need to see in a girl, and you know she's going to be a good wife. You know, you see, I don't want to mention the aspect of spirituality because I've seen women who are very spiritual and they are bad wives. I've been in church long enough to know that it's possible to be very, you know, to be sleeping in church and you are still a bad wife. So I don't want to mention that part, that she goes to church, you know. Yes, it's good to be born again. It's good to give your life to Christ. It's good to have... Another thing is fear of God. She has the fear of God. She does everything because she loves God. She fears God, you know. You see, I have seen women, wives, who prioritize church over their home. You notice that she cannot cook, she cannot keep the house clean, but she wants to go to church and she's cleaning up the church. Her house is dirty. She wants to go to church to clean up the church. There's no food in the house for the husband to eat. She wants to bring food for people in church. So people like that, that's not the quality of a good wife. A good wife, first of all, you will show it at home. The way you submit to your husband, the way you take care of your children, the way you make sure everything in your house is in order, then it is that love and kindness and hospitality that you take outside, you know. So these are some of the qualities you will see in a girl, you know, and you will know that this person is going to be a good wife. Even though she's still single, she respects people. She doesn't talk carelessly, you know. You don't see her hovering around men. You don't see her. She's very reserved. She's not hovering around men, you know. So, and she shows good character wherever she is. She wants to serve. Anywhere there is a meeting, a group of people, she's always in the part of service. She wants to serve other people. When you see a woman like that, you better marry her. She's going to be a good wife. God bless you.